The coup in Bolivia, nowhere to be found. All the endless wars going on unabated, doing nothing about it. And then all of that exposed and heightened when there's a Democrat in office, and they're going to go and make excuses for the status quo. And they tell you, gaslight you, and tell you why the status quo is actually great. And you're just not looking hard enough. If you don't see how great the Democrats are doing, how great the system's working for people right now, you're just not looking hard enough. That's what they're going out there and doing right now. And so, like I said, we're at the point where it's just undeniable. There is no distinction between them. That this strategy doesn't work and it's not going to produce any results. And then they're gonna these same people, the humanist reports and the crystal ball and the all these people, they're gonna come out here and tell you why you still need to come out and vote for more Democrats and be indignant when people push back against that, rightfully push back against that, aggressively push back against that. And to the point where they almost, and this is such a weird thing, like they're going around bragging about how they don't even listen to their audience anymore. Like they don't read comment sections and they don't listen, like they don't interact with their audience on Twitter and shit like that. So they're going around bragging that, because okay, so the only people that they interact with are other hosts in this space, and we all know they're all fucking out of touch. They're all making millions of dollars on YouTube. They're all making hundreds of thousands of dollars on YouTube, and you're gonna tell me, and I'm so let me take a Crystal Ball as an example here. Crystal Ball is 100 million or has tens of millions of dollars, whatever the fucking case is. She has more money than she could possibly fucking spend in a lifetime. And so she's out of touch. She doesn't know what it's like to be regular people right now. She doesn't know what it's like to be working people right now, living paycheck to paycheck, not knowing where you're gonna sleep next week or next month or tomorrow, or how you're gonna pay for your next month. She has no idea what any of that is like, or the urgency that comes with any of that. And still, when, like I said, people like me and other people in this independent left space, Franco from Franco Analysis and Comrade Misty and all these other people that you like, you in this circle, you know, on our side of the fence here, come back and push back. People who are regular working people who know what it's like to be struggling right now, who know how untenable the situation is right now, tell you not only do we need to stop voting for Democrats and funding and giving money to Democrats and keep running as Democrats, we need to get away from this electoral strategy and invest into mutual aid. And that's what's actually going to help people. That's what's actually going to advance our policy agenda. And that's going to help people in real time. And that's the only thing that makes sense right now. This is the message that we've been trying to get across. And they are actively hostile to it. And hostile to the people who are pushing that and won't even engage with them on a platform, whether it's theirs or ours. They won't even engage with it. They won't even engage with it. So so I titled this segment "You're the Problem" because I want to get across how that they are part of the problem, and we are, as people, like I said, in the situations that we are in, and people in my audience that feel the same way. The situations that we're in, where you know you like working however many hours at the job you hate, and you have no health care, or whatever the case may be, where the government isn't doing their job, fulfilling their role in the social contract. And these like literal millionaires are telling you, oh no, just keep doing the same shit that's making me a millionaire, and your life is still shit. Just keep doing the same thing. at some point we don't have to keep being nice to you because I saw the interview that Jordan Sheridan did with JB, and he was I'll probably do a breakdown of it on another live stream because I had those other stories prepared and this wasn't like this was just an informal live stream that I mean a segment that I wanted to do, but there was a lot of like, oh well, you know, we would talk to you all more. We would hear this idea of like mutual aid over electoralism. We would hear that more. But oh, you guys are so mean, and you guys say words, and you guys make these titles, and it really hurts our feelings. And I'm just looking at it, and it's like you're missing the point here, because when we having all of these discussions about policy and strategy and how to advance policy agenda, it's life or death for a lot of people. People who like diabetics who can't afford their insulin and paying hundreds of dollars for medicine just to stay alive every single month, and they can't afford that shit. Us not having healthcare is life or death for them. So there isn't room to error here. There isn't, oh, let's just, we spent 40 years on this strategy of trying to reform the Democratic Party and make it less uh, uh, subservient to corporate interests. We've tried it for 4 years. Look where we're at. The Democratic Party is more beholden to their, and of course with the Republicans too, more beholden to their corporate donors than they've ever been. They're more hostile to the policies that benefit regular people, their constituents, than they've ever been. So let's spend another 10 years doing the same strategy, another 20 years doing the same strategy. No, like I said, those people, for them, it's life or death. There's a lot on the line for them. And there's this huge disconnect from the people on the left and people in left media who understand the urgency, and the people like Crystal Ball worth tens of millions of dollars, and Kyle Kalinske who makes millions of dollars on YouTube. All these people telling you keep doing the same shit, keep donating to politicians who produce no results to you, and by the way, keep donating to me, and I'll keep telling you to keep doing the same shit. We see you as a problem at this point. We see you as the problem at this point. You may not be like in on it and in the back rooms with the lobbyists and the corporate politicians and scheming all these ways to advance the corporate agenda. You may not be as nefarious as that, but your actions are producing the same results and are contributing to the same problem. The problem being, first of all, there aren't enough people who actually know what's going on in the country. People are too busy like with their day-to-day lives to be following all these corrupt politicians and what's driving their decisions and the money in politics and how it literally decides everything in government. People don't follow that stuff every day. And so that's a huge problem. But then there are some people who are kind of aware what's going on and they want to do something to make the situation better, to make the country better. And they're looking for ways to do that. And the giant corporate propaganda machine that's meant to prop up electoralism and the duopoly and driving all of everybody's political activism into supporting these corporate parties, all that whole propaganda apparatus is telling them to choose between the red team or the blue team, which is going to do the same exact policies and fuck you over the same exact way. And then what independent media was supposed to be is outside. They're supposed to be removed from the system, and they're supposed to be giving it to people as it is and telling people as it is, and allowing working people to uh, 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 or giving information to the working class so that they can empower themselves, so that they can take power back from the corporations and for once try to dictate policy and advance their own policy agenda. That was supposed to be like a main theme in independent media, but so that's not what you're doing. What you're doing is you're basically the good cop for the establishment. They'll Democrats, you know, the corporate Democrats, they'll come out here and they'll they're the good cops between the Republicans and Democrats. The Democratic establishment is, yes. But you know, the corporate Democrats, if you watch them long enough, they'll be like, ah, fuck it, like Nancy Pelosi with the insider trading, and the fucking Joe Biden and the senator from MBNA, and how he was completely beholden to financial institutions and literally pay to play, like all the other politicians. At some point, they let the mask slip if you watch them long enough, and it's clear, especially people who, like I said, who follow this stuff closely, that they're also the bad guys, and they're just out here to advance and expand corporate power and corporate profit. The corporate Democrats are, and what do they want from you? They want you to also be invested in the duopoly. They want you to donate to their corporate party, and they want you to vote for them because your vote is necessary to provide legitimacy to this entire bullshit, scam, fucking fraudulent oligarchy that we have right now. Your vote is what makes this whole thing legitimate. So at the end of the day, yes, the Democrats want from their main goal is corporate power, but the only way they can and expanding corporate profit, but the only way they can get there is with the legitimacy that your vote provides. So the one thing that they need from you is to come out and vote for them. Vote for the duopoly, whether it's the red team or the blue team. You got to come out and vote for the duopoly. You got to provide legitimacy to these corporate goons who are out here working on behalf of themselves and lobbyists. So now here comes these millionaires in independent media coming to do the same goddamn job, but they're going to be the good cops about it. They're going to come out here and they'll talk about how they feel your pain. Oh my God, it is so insane how we don't have healthcare in this country. Only in the industrialized country where the government does not provide healthcare. You cannot walk into a hospital and get healthcare free at the point of service. That's so outrageous. You know how many people are dying from that? You know how many people are dying because they can't afford the medication? They'll come out here and they'll feel your pain. Or they'll come out here and talk about, oh my God, the working conditions of people in this country, it's outrageous. No vacation time. People working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week just to stay alive. This is crazy. Like I said, they'll feel your pain. They'll good cop you. They'll good cop the shit out of you. And you'll think that they're on your side. And then what are they going to do? Like I said, despite all the evidence that shows the strategy doesn't work and these politicians are frauds and they're going to take your money and they're going to turn around and literally in the case of AOC, they'll take it and give it to corporate Democrats. Take your money and prop up the corporate Democrats, the establishment that they claim to be fighting. Take your money and do that. They will literally do that, as they're doing with their power as lawmakers too. They're going to take their power and prop up the establishment that they claim to be fighting. We all know that. That's why I made the point to get into that earlier on into this segment about how we know for a fact this strategy does not work. But they all know that. And they're still going to come out here, like I said, be good cop for the establishment. Whether or not it's like a conscious thing or not, I'm just judging it by the results of what they're doing and the content that they're putting out and what they're telling their audience. They'll come out here and keep telling people, oh, come on, vote for some more Democrats. You remember that fucking fundraising thing that they tried to do to raise a bunch of money for these progressives who aren't taking corporate money? breaking points, they're gonna still come out here and try to sell you on that shit. I wrote that article how they raised the Justice Democrats and Bernie Sanders and this whole fraudulent progressive movement raised over $260 million over since Bernie's first campaign, and how they're going around and turn around into the establishment. And what they're going to do, they're still going to come out here and tell you, oh, keep voting for, you got to vote for some better ones, or you got to give your money to some better progressives. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Amy Villela, or whatever the fuck, all these other Justice Democrats. They just like as if, like I said, the whole thing hasn't been proven to be an utter failure, complete failure, indisputable failure. And they're going to keep coming out here and telling people to keep doing that. Keep telling poor people to, like, they gave their last $7 or last $15, whatever the fuck it was, to Bernie Sanders in his campaign. And they're like, I really believe in this. I really think this is gonna do something. They're coming out here and telling people, keep doing that shit. And that's why we have a problem with that. That's why we're so aggravated. That's why we get to raise our voice and get to call you whatever the fuck names we want to call you. Because why do we have to keep operating under the assumption that you're good faith actors when, one, you will never engage with any of us who will make this same coherent argument to you that I'm making right here. They won't engage with any of us, and they won't engage with their audience who's saying the same fucking thing. And then they're going to come out here and pretend like what they're saying is the best way forward for working class people. These millionaires, people completely out of touch with any struggles you might be going on with in your life. They're going to come out here and tell you, don't listen to those other poor working class people who are up on game now and telling you how it is and telling you what this shit is really like. Don't listen to them. Keep listening to us and keep giving money to us and keep giving money to these other fucking politicians. Let them run your pockets just like they did for the last 4-6 years. Just keep doing that shit over and over and over and over again. Okay, so why do I still have to keep, at that point, I just, like I said, you're part of the problem, which is the entire, that's the title of this segment, that's the point of this segment. You are part of the problem. And they keep going around and playing the victim and acting like this new rising left media, we're just a bunch of fucking hooligans who are just swinging wildly and are so dumb and so aggressive that we don't realize we're fighting against people on our own side. No, we're not fighting against people on our own side. You're telling people to keep doing the shit that I realize is what not only what got us in the situation, but it's going to make shit keep getting worse. So I realize that, and I'm trying to tell you, stop doing that shit. Stop telling the millions of people to listen to you. Stop doing that shit. And you're gonna do it anyway. So that's like I said, the tension between us and like this rift between the independent media space, it's or the left media space, because TYT definitely is not independent. It definitely hasn't gone away, but I've my position has changed, as in I am completely done with all of this benefit of the doubt. Oh, these people actually believe these policies. Like, that shit doesn't mean anything to me. What, like I said, you're part of the problem. So I'm gonna address it accordingly. Like, I'm not doing all this cordial shit. I'm not gonna talk nice to you like the fucking Vanguard did, and for Kyle Kalinske, I'm not gonna kiss your ass. So you could come on my show and I come on your show, and it's a big old circle jerk. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. And I just, again, this I might even just cut this part out, but I would never get over the fucking arrogance of these people to come out here, like I said, completely detached and removed from what it's like to be a regular working class person in the country, and then be brazen and almost gleeful and proud of the fact that they no longer read the comments from their audience. They no longer interact with their audience on social media. The same working class that they claim to be uh, 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 um, advocating for every day on their show. I think that is fucking amazing, and it just shows how deeply unserious these people are. So, let me just read these last um, comments, and I'm gonna end the live stream. Like I said, I'll try to be back again tomorrow. Uh, Anthony Tillman, glad to see you back in the live chat. I've definitely read all your comments that you left on the videos. Um, like I said, I always read all the comments on all my videos, but I'm glad to see you in the live chat. Let me read your comment. Boutique left, scheming to Kyle and Crystal literally hang out with Nina in their free time. God fucking damn it! God fucking damn it! That's such a good point. That's such a good point that I left out of it. Like, so they are actually kind of in on it because they are friends with these same politicians that they're trying to sell us and act as if they're going to be like the solution to any fucking problem. Like with Nina Turner, you are so right. That is their fucking friend. They go out and hang out with Nina Turner all the time. They go to dinners with Nina Turner. They Marianne Williamson. I believe Katie Halper says she's been like a family friend for like a while. And Crystal Ball is also her friend. Like these are all fucking politicians. So like I said, there's a lot of incentive for them to keep being wrong and keep ignoring the people telling them to be wrong. And they keep acting like we have to keep being nice about it. No, I'm done being nice about it. I'm done being nice about it. I'm done trying to present it in a way that doesn't come off as too abrasive. I don't really give a fuck about any of that shit anymore because, like, clearly you know what's being said on this side of the fence. You clearly know the arguments being made, and you've made the conscious decision. Not only am I not going to ever engage with these people in a conversation on their platform or online, but I'm also not going to read the comments, and I'm not going to engage on social media. You made a conscious and active decision that when people are trying to, people most directly affected on these issues are trying to correct you, you made the decision, I'm not going to listen to these people. And you're going to keep doing the shit that's making you millions of dollars. So I'm done giving them the benefit of the doubt. I don't give a fuck if we're in the same space, and I don't really care. Like I said, I don't care to have them on my show. I don't care to be on their show. And they can take it how the way they want to take it. But it's not just me saying this; it's people in their audience, and they fucking know that. So like I said, it makes the whole benefit of me giving them the benefit of the doubt shit like repeatedly over and over again. After I said like we're at this place where it's proven that strategy does not work, and you're still doing it because you're making millions of dollars off of it. I'm just going to assume you're in this to keep making the millions of dollars. And I want people to stop acting as if that's not incentive to come out here and bullshit in front of a microphone and a camera if you think you're going to make millions of dollars doing that. Plenty of people would take that fucking deal. So stop acting like, oh, that's such a fucking far-fetched conspiracy to think Crystal Ball, multi-millionaire, Kyle Kalinske, multi-millionaire, whoever the fuck, Jake Uger, Sam Cedar, all these people are just bullshitting to keep cutting checks. No, that's a logical interpretation of the facts of where we are right now. Anthony Tillman again. Sorry, you have me